Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today, thanks to the folks at Sideshow Collectibles, we'll be taking a look at the Sideshow 1/6 scale Jedi Master Yoda from their Star Wars line. As you can see, you got a nice image of the action figure itself, or I should say adult collectible. In addition to that, you also see him sitting on his Jedi Temple kind of council chair. Come around here to the side, you got a beautiful image of him wielding his lightsaber. So obviously he comes with a lightsaber. Come around here to the back, there he is looking all stoic, wise, reserved, and just absolutely cool. And as I said, this is available through Sideshow Collectibles at sideshowcollectibles.com. Come around to the other side, and oop, there he is, just kind of in I'm about to use the Force sort of pose. Nothing on the bottom except for the warnings. Then you got Star Wars right there. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da. Alright, I'm going to stop doing that before I get in trouble. And then, as you can see here on the side, it does open, and it has a magnetic open. And then when you do, look, guys, tissue paper! I haven't gotten to do that in a long time. And then you have an open window here, and there's my face. It kind of looks like I'm upside down a little bit. Oh wait, no, there I am. But you got all the stuff in there. Obviously, Yoda's not in there, because I'm going to save that for later. And then you come around here to this side, and unfortunately, it doesn't give a bio to Yoda, but it does give a brief rundown of Yoda throughout the Clone Wars, as well as the Revenge of the Sith, which is what this figure is specifically based off of. Now, this is a fair amount to read, so I'm going to zoom in, and then I'll let you guys pause it if you want to read it. There you go. I hope you guys enjoy that, and it's really very cool. Yoda has always been a very iconic character in just about, well, everywhere. I mean, he's not just an American icon. This guy is a very worldwide sort of icon. So I'm really excited about this figure. So without further ado, let's get him open and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Jedi Master Yoda opened up and out of its packaging. And honestly, the very first thing and the way that I reacted when I first got this open was just how cute this thing is. I mean, he's pretty small, and that's accurate. I mean, this is 1/6 scale, so it is an accurate sort of representation. I don't know, I didn't expect it to be that tiny, and when I opened him up, I was just like, oh my god, he's so cute! Now, as you can see, you have everything here opened up in terms of his accessories, so let's start things off first. I'm going to set him off to the side, and as you can see, he does come with a whole bunch of extra hands and actually extra feet. As you can see, these feet right here actually are a little kind of drooped over. This is the foot that they recommend that you use when he's sitting in his chair. So these are like his toes kind of curling under, just as a normal kind of sitting pose. And then he's got a total of 8 additional other hands. So you have 4 additional pairs. And then just looking at him here, I mean, you have, most of them are in the shape of like how he would be using the Force or something, or like kind of pointing out. So you got 2 that are kind of in this sort of configuration. You got another set that kind of looks like that, I guess. Well, maybe, no, maybe that's it, I guess. Maybe it's supposed to be something like that. Those ones there. Oh yeah, then you got these 2 right here, which are again kind of like he's manipulating the Force, and then you got 2 more open hands just like so. And the detail on here is really nice. I love the fact that you can see a lot of the veins in there. Zooming in so that you can see that a little bit better, you can see a wonderful paint job on here. I mean, all the veins and the wrinkles are nicely represented, and then you can see his very nicely detailed fingernails with some dirt. I mean, absolutely exquisite looking, and you can see that every one of them has an extra peg that, well, that's a little stiff. But as I said, that's one thing that I really love from Sideshow Collectibles that Hot Toys doesn't do. Has all these extra hands and feet with pegs. Now, he does come with 2 lightsabers, one regular, one actually lit up. It doesn't actually light up, but you can see that it's engaged with his very iconic green blade on here. Very cool, but zooming in so that we can look at the detail on these. I mean, absolute wonderful detail all the way around on this lightsaber, and then you can even see a bit of a reflective bit in there, very similar to the lens that you would imagine a lightsaber having that does emit the actual blade. And you can see that the hilt is the exact same. There isn't anything different on that. It's just This one here has this green bit attached, and it is a little bit shorter than, say, a standard lightsaber, just because, well, these a smaller dude. So again, accuracy on here, and that's absolutely spectacular. Now, as you can see, he does come with two different chairs. This one here is specifically designed to replicate how his seat looks in the console chamber of the Jedi Temple. It very nicely recreates it, although I do think it's a little bit small, but I'll touch on that in a second. But detail-wise, absolutely gorgeous all the way around. Very nice silver, almost kind of a bluish tint to it, and then nothing here on the bottom, but I love the detail on here. The actual sculpting of the seat looks like cushion, and that's really spectacular. Then he also comes with a hover chair, which, as you can see, similar to this, and then you got the little hover bits right here. This chair we saw in the Attack of the Clones when Yoda, Mace Windu, and Obi-Wan Kenobi were kind of walking throughout the Jedi Temple. This allows them to kind of keep up with those guys walking. And one thing that's really cool is you got the stand here that nicely replicates the actual floor in the Jedi Temple Council Chamber. So one thing, and then you just take this, peg that in there like so, and then you bring this up and peg that down like so. Now, in all fairness, this kind of a display stand, while I absolutely love it, and like I said, nicely replicates the floor in the actual chamber room, really shouldn't have this, because to my knowledge, I don't remember him actually ever using this in the actual council chamber. I mean, he didn't need to. He had this to sit in. So I really would have preferred if this was just completely blank, or if you're going to do something like this, I would have preferred if they used the actual floor of the rest of the Jedi Temple when he was actually using this. I still love it. It's a wonderful touch. But if you're going to go that extreme with the details, this should basically just be a regular floor. Maybe something like this back section here, but these bits right here, as I said, specifically are shown in the council chamber. So really very cool. I absolutely love it. And then the other thing that he comes with is his walking staff. Now, with all the hands that you do get, the only one that you can really actually have him hold the staff with is the hand that's designed to use the lightsaber. You only have one, but this is kind of a tough thing. You kind of have to wedge it in there and almost do it on an angle and kind of force it to get it to almost stick from the friction. It's a little tough to do. You can do it, and I mean, you can see it, but I mean, there you have it. It just takes a little bit of force to get it in there. Now, when I was talking about this chair, when you actually watch the movie, I'm going to get him sitting here, just kind of sit it right like so. I mean, and that looks absolutely cool, but the chair was a much bigger chair. That you could see in the movie that the back section was a little bit higher, almost to about where his head was, kind of up here. So this needs to be a little bit bigger. I think I still like it. I guess if I'm looking for things wrong, that's one thing that I would point out in terms of accuracy. So accuracy aside, it looks great, but again, it should be a little bit bigger, as well as having the stand be a little bit more accurate to what's actually on the floor. I still love it, don't get me wrong. I just have to point this stuff out to you. So then you bring this over here, and then you can sit him on here. And I actually really like the way that this looks with his little floaty thing. And angling up so that you can see that better. I mean, that just looks really cool. And another thing, I don't particularly like this being black. I would have loved it if that was clear, just to make more of an illusion sort of thing. So if I was designing that stuff, that's the kind of things that I would look at. And I'm sure collectors that are really finicky about some details would probably point that out. Now, for the figure itself, this thing is superb. I absolutely love this guy. As you can see, he does come with a very just wise, I'm kind of thinking face, but he also comes with a much more serious, I'm using the Force, I'm using my lightsaber face. Very, very cool. And as I mentioned, the sculpt on this is more designed to replicate the CGI look from the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Not so much the puppet that was used previously. So there is a little bit more of a difference in the look, and he looks younger, and his belt slides down a little bit. That's also one minor nitpick that I have. His belt, it seems like it's way too big. I can't get it all the way around to stay on, so I have to kind of leave it there, and then it makes it a little bit loose. So again, I'm just being a nitpicker, I feel, so just ignore me, guys. But you do have his feet, as I mentioned previously, and they just peg in, so you can come around here, pop that little foot out, put that one in, do that on this as well. And like I said, these feet are designed to really be used in conjunction with his seat. You can't stand them very well on here. I mean, you probably can, but you can see that the toes are bent. So getting this up, putting that there, just having the toes curled over, that's the design of those feet and what's the actual purpose of them. So you get that look going on. But you can see that they just peg in and out very easily. And like I said, you just pop them in and out. Now, same thing with the head. You can actually pop this off. It's on a ball joint. Take the other head, put that in there just like so, and you have a much more stern look on his face, a much more serious look. I mean, that is really cool. I really do prefer this face. It's just a little bit, you know, more Yoda-like. But with something like this, you can come around here. You can't actually hook this on or anything, but you can actually, maybe that's why this is loose. You can actually take this, tuck it right there. I mean, and that. How cool is that look, guys? I mean, that's really cool. You can, and the other thing is that there's wires throughout his robe, so you can make them open them up just like so, and they're gonna stay there. So, I mean, that's ridiculously awesome as well. I absolutely love that. And then you can take the lightsaber. Like I said, you can really only use it with one hand and wedge it in there like so. Getting his lightsaber, having him ready for battle, or you can have that one in there, and that looks wickedly awesome. I mean, this is Yoda. This is Yoda as he developed into a seriously bad mamma jamma. As soon as he came out to battle Count Dooku, I mean, it's like everybody, I remember in the theaters, just went ooh ah, because it was something that they had waited to see forever. Yoda wielding a lightsaber and showing off his skills, and he absolutely had that. This man was well prepared, and you can see all the way around just the amount of detail. Absolutely gorgeous. He does have his little hoodie. I guess you could have him put it on, but his big old ears kind of get in the way. I guess maybe you could do it something like that with his ears dangling out or something, but so wickedly cool. And like I said, you got all these extra hands. You could just have so much fun with this little guy. I mean, everything about it is so wickedly cool. And he's very well articulated. So highlighting that, his head is on a ball joint. It is a little bit more limited, but you can get left, right, a little bit up and down. He does have a bit of an ab crunch, and then it rotates at the abdominal. The shoulder here moves in and out, all the way around, forward, back, all that. Let's see, he rotates at the upper part of the arm, he bends at the elbow, rotates, oh no, the elbow actually doesn't rotate, it's just at the upper part of the shoulder. Then the wrists, all of them will rotate, and then they move forward and back. I did show you the waist, you got the rotation, you got the moving hips, forward and back, in, out, bends at the knee. You also have the foot that will rotate and also flex. So I mean, it's so ridiculously cool. And then the other thing that I love is that you can actually remove his robe. And if you remember in the Revenge of the Sith, when he was battling Darth Sidious, he basically failed in his attempt to stop him, and he lost his robe. It fell off of him. So you can take that off, and you can have that, although that pose I had him in looks really derpy. So getting that up there, you got the nice hunchback look on him. I mean, this guy is just uber cool, and I love it. Now, as I said, Yoda really is one of the most well-known characters throughout the world, all the way from his look to his very unique way of talking. You'd be hard-pressed to find a collector in this world that doesn't know who Yoda is. And Sideshow has beautifully recreated that character with an amount of detail that is unbelievable. They put a lot of love into this figure, and it totally shows. And I think just about anybody would like having this, not exclusively Star Wars fans. It's just a really nice display piece. And I absolutely love this and highly recommend picking it up. Because this is a much smaller figure, it's also a fairly cheap figure. At only $100 through Sideshow Collectibles, I really think that this is an absolute wonderful value. In addition to the little figure you get a ton of extra hands, you get an alternate head, 2 lightsabers, a staff, and 2 different seats for them. That's amazing. And all for only $100. That's an absolute wonderful deal. And if you are interested in picking them up, go ahead and click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to Sideshow Collectibles where you can add this guy to your collection today. And you can have your own little wise Jedi Master sitting there, giving you a sense of calm and relaxation that can make sure that you start your day off on the right foot. But that's about it, guys. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Keep in touch with me. Find out recent purchases as well as all upcoming video reviews all at facebook.com/teambotimus, and follow me over on Twitter at twitter.com/optibotimus. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.